Hi, this is Ladey from Keep Unfrozen Ministries. And at last I get to part 4 of God's powerful F word. And this one is about having stars in your eyes. Now this is the final part. And I can't believe it's been so many weeks in between. And if you can't remember the previous parts 1 to 3, they are available. Just email me and I'll send you the link so you can remind yourself or watch them for the first time. Now, part 1 introduced us to what the F word really meant, which was fear. And it was in the context of fear of the Lord, my favorite phrase in the whole Bible. Part 2 explores how do we know when we're in the state of fearing the Lord? How do we recognize what fear of the Lord looks like, how we act, what it feels like, what is it really all about? And part 3 showed us how fear of the Lord gives us freedom. This final part explores how the fear of the Lord is all about loving God. God asks us to fear him, and this is what he meant. He meant being in love. Now, my friend Pernell, she described the fear of the Lord as being overawed by his majesty. It's a time when she realized the magnitude of his love for her. Pernell said, I believe in his love for everyone, but it's a mystery, especially as we all get so much wrong. God's timely direction to keep me and others on the right path, and his forgiveness when we choose an alternative, is unlike any relationship with anyone else. I agree with Pernell, so much so I featured her quote in my book Unfrozen. But his magnitude is so great that we can only glimpse a fraction of it. It's like seeing the stars at night. You do go out and see what you can see with a naked star. Some people can see the bear and all the different constellations and how they're grouped and go, oh, look, that's the big bear, that's little bear. I just see a load of stars. I can't see these outlines. And in the books, they do they join the dots, don't they, of the stars, which is brilliant. But I still can't see it with the naked eye. Apparently, I'm seeing it at a sixth of its magnitude. In I know how to say this, astronomy. In astronomy, it is termed the visual magnitude, and it's the measure of brightness, because a 1/1 magnitude star is 100 times brighter than the 6th magnitude star. So we see stars in the night sky, and the difference in brightness between the dimness and the brightest is over 100 times. The sun is 25 billion times brighter than the brightest star. So can you imagine how brightly the glory of God will shine? Now, my fear of the Lord is realizing his magnitude. It fills me with awe and wonder. And in return, he gives me and you significance, which is why he is the one, the only one, who is omnipotent. Perhaps the fear of the Lord is like having stars in our eyes. Let's think about stars in our lives like fans, if you like. It's easy to witness behavior of people who are supporters and fans of a person or a club or a place. I mean, do you have a particular interest in a famous person, a sports person, famous artist, film star? I can't tell you how many sermons I'm at that start with the results of a football match and how wonderful or bad a football contest has been. Now, it personally puts me to sleep, but for others, because they are fans of a football club, it is so important. So do you live for your holidays? Do you travel to a favourite place? Do you take a particular interest with a member of the royal family? Do you hero worship any particular person? Now, if you want to know more about your favourite, you've become an insider and become a fan. You know all there is to know about that person. Perhaps you join a fan club, subscribe to their website, follow social media for instant news about what it is you're a fan of. You read their books, you look at their pictures in magazines, you buy or download their records, see their films, watch the news. You cannot get enough of them. You adore them, and you become one of their followers. Now, I've spoken in the past about my love affair with the film The Greatest Showman. I couldn't get enough of it, so much so I went to the cinema 15 and a half times. Now, you need to watch the backstory of the making of the film, because the involvement of Hugh Jackman, and it just hit me beautifully, and I couldn't get enough of it. Now, my question is, do I follow God, craving his presence with the same devoted fervour? I would love to have an interview with Hugh Jackman and talk about the film, The Greatest Showman, and the research and the role of Barnum, and what happened to the faith side of Barnum. What would happen if my dream came true? Have you met one of your heroes? What happens? Is the expectation too much? Are they different to how you were expecting them? And you become awestruck. I know I got the chance to meet Patrick Swayze before he died, but it was not, he did not react as I wanted him to react as a fan. So I was actually quite disappointed. It didn't stack up to what I thought it would be. You may freeze, you may stop, your focus is only on that hero, so you lose your ability to speak. Because sometimes the fan part is a fantasy. It's a one-sided relationship where you spend your time worshipping, loving, or fearing in this way. But that person can't give you an individual response. He can't protect you, help you, or love you back. They have thousands of fans, and it's impossible to enter into a personal relationship with each one. So, some of them, to protect themselves, they refuse to give autographs. They don't have meaningful conversations. You just get snippets in these interviews. So they will disappoint. They disappoint because they get old. And the pedestal that you've placed them on, they finally tip over because they underperform. As I said, they get older, and their esteemed qualities diminished because they're human. Their feet are made of clay, just like ours. And sometimes other things and people supersede them till you have a new hero, and then you repeat your particular pattern. But when we are fans of God, when we are fearful of him in a worshipful and awesome way, God is unchanging. And as a fan of God, I know a better and newer model will not come, cannot replace him. He always responds to my worship. And so it makes the interaction with him a two-sided relationship. His warming lights puts me and you in the spotlight. He gives you far more than any idol can. And in fact, Ephesians says he even adopts you into his family. Wow. When you love God and the fear of living in the fear of the Lord, you are entering into God's fan club. You receive many promises from him, and he delivers on each and every one. Food for thought, maybe. Let me know how it is for you. Who is in your fan club? And how do you respond when you are in God's fan club? Lady Adey, keep unfrozen.